Hey there everybody, Eric from Outer Limitless coming at you today with another video. Now on a recent 3-day and 2-night hiking, camping, and backpacking trip, I took this Eberlestock carrier frame with a dry bag, so the J-style dry bag, as my carry option. Now for me, this was something that I thought would be about perfect for that particular trip for a number of reasons. And first off, I have been looking at Eberlestock packs recently as a hiking, camping, and backpacking option. And that is absolutely the case here with this carrier frame. But for that particular trip, I went with my 2 boys, I went with some friends. We had a couple of very specific things in mind. Now first, the first day and the last day, just simply hiking in with all my camping gear to my campsite. Day number 2, more of that assault to the top of the mountain, and actually 2 peaks. Fairly rugged terrain and pretty steep. And so I needed something flexible and modular that was able to adapt to both of those scenarios. I thought this carrier frame would be about perfect. Now I do have some thoughts about this. I am going to go into this in detail. So what we're going to do, take a look at the timestamp below. First, I'm going to roll in a whole bunch of footage from the actual hiking so you can see the conditions, what we were up against, and kind of the terrain that I was using this equipment in. But then second, I'm going to come back to the studio and go through this in detail, give you my thoughts and impressions and the overall features and functions of the bag. So if you're not interested in checking out all that hiking footage, take a look at the timestamp below where you can forward to my different thoughts and the features of the bag. But with that said, I have a whole bunch to do and a whole bunch to share with you. And if you're interested in seeing a little bit more about what I'm about to get into, do me a favor, stay tuned. Boys Adventure Weekend.
Yay!
You guys ready?
Yeah, let's go. Yeah, let's go that way.
Do you need help?
You can go up here. Now let's just go.
Nice job. There you go. Good work. Dry out as fast.
Fish all day. Frogs? Yes, frogs. Frogs. Let's catch frogs. Catch frogs and fish. Catch wildlife. Wildlife hunting. Kill bugs. Kill bugs for points. Mostly just fish and frogs. No, the frogs will catch and make them a home. No, if we catch the frogs, we can get their, if someone's fast, we could use frogs as bait. It looks nicer than it is, because there's leeches. Oh, look, there's a duck.
Don't fall in. Saw a duck?
Yeah. Oh.
Just be mindful of your foot. You got it? You want to go first? Should be step on the rock in the middle. Should be. There you go. Thing, all right? That's the beginning part, all right? Get right where the water comes in and out. Heavy, right? Waters. What's that? Would be awkward?
What would be awkward?
You're sitting on a stool.
Have you done Osceola?
No, I don't think I would butt slide this. Too steep.
You jumped right off that.
Yeah. No.
Look at the view. Oh, wow.
Yeah, pretty sweet, huh?
That's how high we are.
Yeah. What happens when it's steep? You get the elevation on you quickly. This is the part where he said, gotta ditch the poles.
No, we're not even there yet.
Oh, wow. That is a crazy rock face. I thought I was seeing sky up ahead, but no.
Yeah,
It's just a massive.
still climbing. Yeah, it's a nice slab. We could probably see that.
rock, huh?
We could probably see that from the campsite.
Yeah, no doubt. Wow. Sick. That's cool.
Get your heart thumping.
Good view of the pond, huh?
Yeah.
I don't see the pond.
You gotta stand up. See lower too. On the left, that's the upper, and you can see there's somebody over there walking in white on the far shore. There's already someone over there where they were swimming yesterday.
Swimming?
Person or a log?
No, it's people, they're moving. On the far shore on the left,
A little sand thing.
the far thing, yeah. And then there's the lower pond on the right.
That's where we are, right?
Yep, down on the right.
In the white shirt.
You see it down there?
Oh, I
Yeah.
see them.
Way, way down there.
Hello.
Hello! Hopefully we missed the weather today. We may have to contend with a little something.
Yeah, there's a little dark clouds over there.
Sounds rumbly.
Yeah.
That's a motorcycle.
That's a motorcycle.
Even better. I'll take it.
That's north of us for sure. Who knows what's behind us right now?
That it? The official top?
Yeah.
Ben, you made it. Give it to me, buddy. Boom.
It's your first one, Ben.
All right, you got to touch the summit, Karen. Go pound it.
Good job.
You got to go pound it. There you go.
Your foot wasn't officially on.
Up. All right, it's official.
Touch your foot on
You
it.
guys going that way or going back?
Nice.
Made it.
Good job, guys. Did you make it,
Oh,
Bran?
you get up that way, yeah.
Yep, he made it.
Food. I want food.
How do you feel?
This way and
Good.
going that way, yeah.
Because this is just a downtime, and then once you get to the chimney, it's just up from there.
Up to there, and then, yeah, not too far from there up to the summit.
Hey, what did you say, Bran?
What?
So this is what?
So this is the chimney.
The chimney. Let's see this chimney. All right, easy, boys. All right, find your line. Go careful, please. Still slippery.
Make sure you grab a rock, not loose.
Not that bad. You were right about the guy down.
No one got yet. Brandon, wait there. In case something comes down.
Yeah, exactly. Don't go too close.
Colin, it kind of levels off, but then kind of goes a little bit more, so just keep going. All right, we're sending Brandon. You keep going until it kind of levels off a bit.
I feel like I'm actually rock climbing.
This kind of is. Let's go slow, please, and take your time. Find good handholds.
Rule of climbing is you always have 3 points of contact, right? So 2 hands, 1 foot, 2 feet, 1 hand. That way, if one of them slips, you're still holding on. Ooh, yeah, I was way off.
It's all
I
right.
don't know why I thought this was before the first one.
Kind of glad it's here.
Yeah.
You gonna be good, Ben?
What?
You gonna be good with this? All right. He says, yeah, look at him.
Like climbing like a playground.
Yep. Go slow, please. Do not rush.
There you go. Just trying to see that one slipper. Wait, hold on. Let me show you something. See how this is sloped? gonna be real slippery, right? So yeah, you see that one, that's a better shelf, right?
Is the trail
And
here?
it's dry. There you go. Find good footholds, right? Good handholds. It got a good edge on them. Wow.
You made it. Benjamin, second mountain. Pound it. Boom. Good job, buddy.
Look over the edges, there's like white.
Nice job, Brand.
Oh, I'm so hungry.
There you go. You're a little dry, but... So now you got one bar of feet like you had before.
Good view of the clouds, huh?
Yeah.
Back to the pond.
I swear I just saw another thing jump. I don't remember this part. Oh, wait, no, never mind, I did.
Out of the woods.
And we're out.
And we're out. Sea leeches.
Little leeches.
Little ones that survive.
And so there you have it, a whole bunch of hiking footage showing different scenarios. Now you did see two dedicated different configurations for this bag. One, fully built out, capable of hauling all my gear. Now in order to do so, where I have it here right now with simply the J-style dry bag on the outside, this is roughly a 65-liter pack, but there's no subdivision of pockets or any additional space. There's no access to anything on the outside of the bag. This is simply, at this point, a big roll-top design dump-style pocket. I mean, one big compartment. Again, no additional subdivision whatsoever. And the first thing you'll see is, well, I did really want to leverage these dump pouches on the side of the hip belt. That made a huge difference. My ability to put some things in here, my ability to carry my water bottles with ease, some snacks, a couple things right on my hips, that is absolutely key. And that's one of the great things that I enjoy about the Eberlestock packs, the fact that they are like modular, they have webbing in different strategic locations. But unfortunately for me, that kind of is the only place with good accessible webbing, with the idea being the outside of the dry bag is literally just completely empty. Now, underneath on the carrier frame, yes, I do have some, slotted laser cut moly here, but it's really not practical in this configuration to leverage that for much. So what I opted to do was add this MOLLE panel on the back, which this MOLLE panel that comes with these packs can be used either on the outside or the inside of different packs, depending on what you have. On the dry bag, it goes on the outside. And then I MOLLE attached some additional pouches that had the ability to hold my food, hold my maps, hold some of my gear, you know, things like flashlights and power banks and spare batteries for my camera and my cables and all that stuff. Was able to go in here. Then these saddlebags connected to these straps, well, that allowed these to go on the outside of the pack. Again, putting my food and my snacks and keeping things just a little bit organized. Now, the first thing is, as I'm holding this here, it's like this crazy mess of webbing, and there's like Velcro stuck together and clips everywhere, and it's flopping around. The unfortunate thing about this setup, and even though I really wanted this to work well, it was just a little loose for my needs. I like things that are tight and tidy and compact and cinched down and they don't move a lot. This setup, the way I had it, had a little more give and flex and moved around a lot more than I really would have liked. So it was a little bit of a downfall. The other thing that really sort of bothered me was the bottom of the dry bag extends so far down below the bottom of the carrier frame that the whole time it's kind of pressed against me if this isn't fully loaded out, because, you know, when I use this as an assault pack, basically all my gear sort of settled in the bottom and it was sitting there just whacking into me the whole time. I wasn't a huge fan of that. The other thing that didn't work out so well, on this side, you'll see there's a clip, and on this side, there's not. So over the course of time, this zipper literally walked down on me to the point where the dry bag was detaching from the carrier frame. And when I got to the top of our summit on the second peak, I realized it had pretty much about halfway completely detached itself. So that did not work very well. I came up with a little bit of a bush fix, got a clip, carabinered the zipper into place, leveraging one of the loops on the top of the carrier frame, and at that point, at least I knew it wasn't going to come undone. So a couple of little sort of misses, I'd say, on this particular setup that really was not ideal. But generally speaking, some of the things that did work well. I mean, first off, the modularity, fantastic. The idea that I can fully load this out for my hike into camp and out of camp, but then strip it down for that sort of more like day pack or, you know, peak assault, that worked out pretty well. The other thing that worked out fairly well, this is a dry bag, so we had adverse conditions. I knew that going into the trip. I knew that it might potentially rain on us, and quite a bit. So having something like a dry bag where I don't need an additional pack cover worked out pretty well. Now, in full disclosure, this did get a little bit saturated over time, not crazy, and it did rain pretty good. For the most part, it kept my stuff dry. I did find just a little moisture inside, so you do want to be careful. I don't think this is a solve-all, but it'll do a real good job. So I would say this is very water repellent or very water resistant, but not truly waterproof. And the comfort with Eberlestock, always great. They do a wonderful job with their harness system. The straps are comfortable. They fit well. Fully tailored to your body height, leveraging this ladder system, so that works out nicely. And the waist belt, very comfortable. Now you can buy different sized waist belts depending on what you need. I think this one's considered a medium. I'm not 100% sure, but I think this one's considered a medium, and I have roughly a 32 to 34 inch waist. This is about perfect. And you'll notice I did have the ability to carry my camera on the shoulder strap. That works out extremely well, where I carry sort of a slightly larger camera. I like the idea that I can just put this on the strap, and that is definitely perfect. So generally speaking, the Eberlestock carrier frame doing a good job. Now, a few thoughts about this. I was back and forth between the carrier frame and the main frame. And the main frame, I think, even though it's a little bit heavier and a little bit taller, is actually a better solution for my needs. Where it ends up with a bottom shelf, it would actually sort of put this dry bag on the shelf and not allow it to whack into my backside continuously. And it would also support some of the weight of the bag, meaning it's going to stress less on the zippers and hopefully not pull off. So I think the main frame would have been a little bit better for me. The other thing that I said is a downfall, just how floppy this whole thing is. So what can you do about that? Well, Eberlestock also has what's called the bat wings. And the bat wings basically go down each one of the sides, sort of sandwich this dry bag in between, and it allows you to zip everything together. And at that, the bat wings are nice, long external storage, which would have been perfect for my food, for my supplies and whatnot. And at that point, well, I wouldn't have had to use this big crazy mess and amoeba that just is sloppy. I think it would have made an overall tighter package and probably would have worked a little bit better for me. Now, we were in very hot conditions, and the ventilation on these packs, very good overall. You can see this V-style channelization, so it gives you a nice deep well behind your back to allow some airflow. The padding in the lumbar, absolutely perfect. That worked out very well. And amongst all other things, Eberlestock's durability is absolutely fantastic. It's really hard to beat. Good quality ballistic nylon, nice components, the hardware always spot on. They do a great job with their buckles and their zippers, so the hardware generally very good. Another little miss, I just kind of wish there was an additional one of these clips on this side. I bought this technically used, even though it wasn't used, and I don't know if there was supposed to be a clip here, but there's not. So where you clip the zipper onto the frame, on this side, you don't necessarily clip it on here, and that's just a little bit of a liability where it started to separate and pull off. So all in all, will this stay in my backpack rotation? Honestly, it probably won't. I mean, I have other backpacks that do this job and do it a little bit better. In fact, in a prior video, we looked at this F7 Kite, which actually did the exact same job as this frame carrier with the dry bag. I mean, they functioned almost identically, yet with some additional pockets and features on the Kite, I think it's a better option. Both having the pretty much exact same harness system. And if you want to see my review on the F7 Kite, do me a favor, go back to one of my prior videos where you can see this in detail. But generally speaking, where these are so similar, I just think that the deficiencies in this particular setup with this particular frame carrier, and the idea that the main frame probably would work better for me, I just don't think this is a setup I'm gonna keep. But do I generally like it? Yes. Is it very well made? Yes. Does it perform perfect function, and would it be perfect for some people? Absolutely. Just not quite perfect for my needs, and especially considering all the other bags and gear that I have. So it doesn't quite make the cut, but I'm glad to have tested it out. And Eberlestock products I do generally enjoy. So all right, guys, thanks for stopping by. I hope you like what you saw. I hope you found it a little bit informative. If you like what you saw, please like, share, and subscribe. And as always, thanks for stopping by. Take care now. I'll see you soon.